Hello, once again, everyone, and welcome to another edition of At Home with the Gamecocks presented by Ford. We're going to talk some softball with one of the two seniors in this year's class at Jacksonville State, Ryann Luna. Finished up her career. She has decided, even though she could come back, she's decided not to. She is going to move on and continue her education. And I'm going to start, Ryan. First of all, I know you're back at home. Everything, your family safe, everything good for your family at this point in time?
Yes, we're just over here trying to self-quarantine as much as we can. Georgia's back open, but we want to try to stay as safe as possible over here.
And you're working right now, correct?
Yes, I am.
So how is that being in a job and trying to be safe too, I guess?
It is a little strange, and people are thanking you for being out here and just working. And it's weird, but it's slowly starting to get back to normal, and we're just trying to be as safe as we can when we are working and try to be as clean and sterile as we can with customers coming in. So, yeah.
All right, let's talk about your senior season, your last year for Jacksonville State interrupted because of the pandemic. As I recall, you had a team meeting when Coach McGinnis made the announcement of what was going on and everything. You and Alexis Jimerson, the only two seniors. Disappointment, would I be right in saying that? What was your emotion and your feeling in the midst of all this?
I really didn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. It was definitely very hard for me to process, and I didn't process it for a long time. It took me a month to be like, okay, well, the season is actually over. Like, there's no coming back. So at first, I was fine with it because I'm like, I had a lot of hope. I'm a very optimistic person, so I was like, we're gonna get our season back. It's gonna happen, like this is all gonna blow over and everything's gonna turn back to normal. But it just took me a long time to process, and I've come to grips with it. Everything happens for a reason, and you have no control over it. So I'm just going with the flow at the moment. So
the NCAA opened the door where everyone in spring sports would have an additional year can come back. Did you think about coming back? Did it take you a while to make the decision that you just wanted to move on?
I did think about coming back, but it was just the smarter choice as to paying more money for housing, and it was just the smarter option for me and my family.
Well, I know you have, I guess, sort of a plan on what you want to do with your career and with your life. And so right now, the decision was made. You're not coming back. So tell us what you want to do and what's ahead for Ryann Luna.
I've applied to medical schools, and I plan on being an OBGYN. So going back to school for that, all that schooling, a lot more years, but it's what I love to do. So hopefully that all pans out, and hopefully it works out for the best.
If all this falls into place, as you said, a lot more schooling. How many more years of that as far as your education goes?
About 4 more years of actual schooling, and then you also have residency, internship. So, yeah.
Were you torn? Was it tough for you to make that decision to end your softball career?
Definitely. And like I said, it didn't hit me for a long time because I was so hopeful about everything going back to normal. And then out of nowhere, I just had to make this decision, a very rash decision of ending my softball career after playing since I was 7 years old. So it was definitely a very hard decision to make. And I've somewhat finally accepted it, but it was definitely very hard of a sport that you've been playing for your whole life, just having to come to a complete stop, and you weren't even ready for it.
Well, terrific career at Jacksonville State, part of OVC championship teams, NCAA regional teams. If I ask you a highlight or a special memory, would it be something along those lines, the NCAA regionals, OVC tournament, something like that?
Definitely, just all of our championships. I mean, it was such a fun ride. All of our championships and going to regionals and beating Auburn. It was it's definitely a memory that I'll never forget.
Well, you talk about beating Auburn. You got to the regional final in Tallahassee a couple of years ago with that win and beat a very good Kennesaw State team. So to be a part of that, was that the biggest highlight there?
Yes, because we were just the team chemistry was unbeatable, and that was probably the best team that I've ever been a part of. And not only did we work hard, but it was fun. It was fun to be around that team, and that's the main thing that I loved about that team. You know, we also worked hard, but it was just fun around those girls.
And the team that eliminated you was the national champion that year as well.
Uh-huh.
You lost to the best.
You lost to the best.
Uh-huh.
All right. Do you think when the spring rolls around that you're going to miss being out there?
You're going to miss being out there.
For sure. I know. I'm already sort of missing it right now, and 'cause softball was my whole life. So I know once I see it going back on TV and whenever I'm probably going to visit for some games, I'm definitely going to miss being out there.
Well, hopefully you'll hear something soon about medical school. I want to wish you the best of luck, medical school, and in your endeavors in trying to get into the medical profession and becoming a doctor. So thanks for what you've done at Jacksonville State, and continue success. And come see us, okay?
All right, definitely.
Thanks for visiting with us. Ryann Luna, Jacksonville State softball, our guest here on At Home with the Gamecocks, presented by Ford.